I made this video for those who are interested in the Amazing Spider-Man, his creators Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and a historical fact about Amazing Spider-Man issue number 3 and the pinup of Spider-Man that was included in the issue that absolutely nobody knows about but me. Now, you may ask yourself, does anyone really care? Those who love Spider-Man comic books and who have ever read them and who love the artwork of Steve Ditko and the history of Stan Lee as a creator hopefully will care. Why should I care so much? I have a piece of historical comic book artwork that no one else has from 1963, and I'm here to reveal this fact and also to ask for some help. Does anyone else out there have a similar item? I want to know if there are any more of them out there. So I'll start off by showing you the cover of Amazing Spider-Man issue number 3 again. This is when Dr. Octopus makes his first appearance, a very good issue. Now, what I'm going to focus on is the pinup artwork by Steve Ditko. Now, here it is as it appears in the issue. It came out in July of 1963. Now, if you take a closer look, do you notice something off and contorted about anything in the picture? If you look close at Spider-Man's hand, it's not quite right. It looks twisted and contorted and not quite natural. It should have been drawn another way. Surely Steve Ditko would not have made such an error. Take a very close look. It is contorted. So how do I know for sure? Take a look at the Spider-Man cell that I have that was produced by Xerography. I'll have more on the subject later. I got it November 1st, 1966 from Hank Gotzenberg, the editor on the Marvel Superheroes cartoon, which premiered the 1st of September 1966. This was before the Spider-Man cartoon came out in September 1967, and after the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 3 came out in 1963 with the pinup inside of it. Now, I'm going to show you an image of the original pinup artwork drawn by Steve Ditko. Here it is, which is owned by David Mendel. You can check this out online at www.comicartfans.com. Do you notice any similarities with my cell? Now I'm going to show you a procession of my cell image until I completely overlay it over the Spider-Man pinup from Amazing Spider-Man number 3. As you watch, you'll see that my cell is the exact same image down to every exact detail, inking and so on. These are the exact same drawing by Steve Ditko. Which is the original first drawing and which one was later changed? Do you know the answer to that? I do. This drawing had to have been altered to be used for the pinup in issue number 3. If the publisher decided at the last minute to include a pinup of Spider-Man, why draw a new one? Why not use one that was already drawn and alter it? I contacted Steve Ditko recently and asked him about this, and as usual his comment was, I'm not interested in this sort of thing. Rather than clarify this for the record and fans, it was basically a no comment. He did not deny it, and of course the facts speak for themselves. The original drawing was altered for the pinup. You may say, big deal, why even care? Well, I do because I have an original 1963 cell made by Grant Ray Lawrence Animation that shows the first original drawing by Steve Ditko. It may be valuable. How many more of these are out there, if any, showing the way Steve Ditko originally drew the image? I'm not talking about a simple photocopy, but one, so to say, hot off the press, produced by Xerography. Now you may ask me, what is xerography? Xerography was a process consisting of photocopied images taken directly from the comics and manipulated to minimize the need for animation production. The cartoons were presented as a series of static comic strip panel images. Generally, the only movement involved the lips when a character spoke, the occasional arm or leg, or a fully animated black silhouette similar like the one you see in the picture here. Now, it's a xerography thing. Disney even used this technique in its 1961 feature film. Can you guess what that was? 101 Dalmatians. Now, The 1966 Marvel Superheroes series used the original stories largely in their entirety, showcasing Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, and Don Heck are among others from the period fans and historians call the Silver Age of comic books. It eliminated the hand inking stage in the animation process by printing the animator's drawings directly to the cell. The use of limited animation does not necessarily imply lower quality, as it allows the use of many time-saving techniques that can improve the quality and flow of the keyframes and overall presentation of an animation. Not many cells from that period are left. They just didn't save them back there. Now, I went to school with Hank Gotzenberg's daughter, Kathy, and I contacted her about my Spider-Man cell. And she wrote, "Many of the very old cells, such as the ones you have, are worth quite a bit now. I'm so happy my father shared it with you, especially considering that they are a lost art given today's modern animation techniques. My mother, for some insane reason, threw hundreds of cells away we had in the garage after my father passed away. If only she had known what they would be worth." Now, are there any more of these cells produced by xerography left out there? If anyone knows of it, I would love to know. It would help me determine the value of mine, so please email me and let me know at spidermancell@hotmail.com. Until I know of any others out there, I'm assuming it is very valuable, although it just may be wishful thinking. I hope not. I'm thinking, since my cell was the way Steve Ditko first drew the Spider-Man pinup in issue 3, that it is a piece of Marvel comic book history that virtually no one may know about. And this is not hard to prove, since my cell image is exactly the same except for the way the hand is changed in it. Now, I'm going to show you two images, my colorized cell and the original pinup from issue number 3, and make note of the differences of the two that I've typed up and put it in the image. There is no denying it. My image came first and was changed forever, never to be again seen in its original state, only to be viewed as it was from the cell that I have from Grant Ray Lawrence Animation. A few more may exist, but where are they? Who has them? If there are only a few left from 1966 and so forth, then they also must be very valuable. I would love to hear anyone's thoughts on this or learn about any discoveries that anyone has made on the subject which I'm very interested in. Now, believe it or not, Grant Ray Lawrence Animation, who produced the first season of the 1967 Amazing Spider-Man animated cartoon series, considered producing the series by xerography. This was told me way back in 1966 by Hank Gotzenberg, the editor on the first year of the series and also the editor on the 1966 Marvel Superhero cartoon series. And to help prove this, again, I point out the fact that I have my Spider-Man cell that was produced by xerography and given to me by Hank Gotzenberg on November 1st, 1966, a good year before the first season of the Spider-Man cartoon series. Now remember, xerography consisted of photocopied images taken directly from the comics, manipulated to minimize the need for animation procedure. It eliminated the hand inking stage in the animation process by printing the animator's drawing directly to the cell. They had to find ways to cut costs on the Spider-Man cartoon series. Fortunately, they found other ways to cut costs so it did not end up like the 1966 Marvel Superheroes cartoon series, although that was fun being the first at the time, and I love finally getting to see all the characters. Now, they actually cut costs on the series by only having webs on Spider-Man's head, arms, and boots, and by reusing stock animation footage, and in the third season cannibalizing almost the entire footage from 2 Rocket Robin Hood episodes. Grant Ray Lawrence Animation went bankrupt after that first season, and this is why I think my Spider-Man cell that I have is very interesting, and the other reason why it may be very valuable. What follows are my transcripts on the subject and more on xerography if you want to read at the end. I thank you for watching and for listening.